when we look at Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he had a way of speaking that appealed to everyone. It wasn't just to people of different age groups, but people of all different backgrounds. If we look at Guru Nanak Dev Ji, we proudly talk about how he traveled all over the world. And whether he went to the south of India or to Persia or to wherever he traveled, he was able to communicate in such a way that not only did he captivate audiences, but everyone said, he belongs to us. We proudly say that he's the fakir and the peer of all different communities. He is the Guru, the Guru. And when I think about something like that, I wonder, what was he saying? What was Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying that appealed to everyone? And what do we say? How do we talk? What do we understand about what Guru Nanak Dev Ji's message really is? So, if anyone's heard my talk before, I like to keep it quite interactive. Don't treat this as a lecture for an hour. Treat this as an opportunity for us to have a dialogue. And of course, we're going to have time for questions and answers. But if there's things that you don't quite understand, feel free, stick your hand up. Say, can you repeat that again? Because if you don't understand it, then anything else I'm going to say after that's not going to make any sense. So please feel free. The other request that I have from all of you is please take your phones out. Anyone who's got a phone, can you please stick it in the air? Now, what you think I'm going to say is to put it on silent. Yes, you need to do that as well. But what I'm actually going to say is, can you open an app, any app, where you can take notes and start writing? Any opportunity that you have during this session where something makes sense, write it down. The best app I always think of using is WhatsApp. Open WhatsApp, write all your notes about anything that made sense to you today, and then at the end of the session, send it to someone who said they were going to be here but didn't turn up. Then they'll know what they missed out on. But if you're not taking notes, then it's not going in. Then you're not digesting. Then you're not processing. Yeah? And I'll be able to see the ones who are dozing off. So please take notes, and please feel free to understand, to digest, to have a conversation with me. So, what are we going to talk about today? I titled this session, Is There More to Life? And I think this is one of the most fundamental questions of our time. Especially for parents and for children, because they will be asking this question to every single one of you. What is this Sikhi stuff? Does it make sense? Why do I need it? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? And the number one feedback I get from all parents is, we don't know how to answer these questions. Does anyone relate to that? Hands up if you do. We get tough questions from our kids, and we don't know how to answer these questions. Now, I can't guarantee I'm going to give you the answers to everything today, but hopefully I'm going to be able to start opening up a dialogue about how do we start thinking about these things. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah? Make sure you can, especially the back? Yeah? Okay. So, I'm going to present some ideas to you today. Ideas that are going to challenge the way that you think about what your spiritual practice is, what Sikhi is, what religion is. I'm here to challenge them. Because I'm here to say things to you that you might not have heard before, and maybe, just maybe, it might shock you so that you actually start to wake up and think, oh, maybe I haven't fully understood it. Maybe I took it for granted. Maybe there's a different way of looking at this that I hadn't known about before. So let's start with this idea. Why are you a Sikh? This is not a question that you get asked very often. It's a slightly different question. Almost always, you'll get asked this question, what is a Sikh? Okay? You know the difference? You understand the difference? My question to you is, why are you a Sikh? And if you've been a Sikh for a long time, why are you still a Sikh? Have a think, and then put your hand up and let's see what some of the answers are. Why are you a Sikh? And they can be honest answers. I was born into a Sikh family. I never did anything about it. Yeah, so we had one hand up there at the back. Just shout it out. Parents. Born into a Sikh family. Standard answer, good. Parents, same again. Why are you still a Sikh? Your parents gave birth to you however long ago. Why are you still a Sikh? Because they're still your parents? Okay, good answer. Good answer. They're still around. All right. So you value them. The principles are so valuable. You believe in them, you trust them, and you feel like there's no conflict between you and these values. In fact, they help you. They enrich your life. So nothing else is as appealing. None of the other traditions seem to be appealing to you personally. So the values are compatible with the values of the culture and the society that you're living in now. Okay? You're still a student. Okay? Good. Any more hands? So Sikhi explains the background and the purpose of human life, and you agree with that. Yes, because the question is, why do you still follow it? You agree with those values, you agree with that purpose, you feel like that's something I want to aspire to. I'm going to pick up on that. That's very good. Interesting. So that's the second person who said something about it's helping me because it talks about something that's inside me. Okay. Do we have any clarity? What is inside you? So whatever this thing is, I'm connected to it somehow. It's close to me. It's right inside me. I like that. Good. So I'm going to ask a slightly different question now. Now think about it in a slightly different way. So we've talked about there's some things inside of us, the purpose of human life, my parents, I'm still following what my parents say. There are nothing else quite appealing. The values are quite similar. Now I want you to think about your teenage children or your nephews or nieces. How many of those answers do you think will pique their interest? This is not to challenge what you've said. I'm just asking you. Are they appealing? Which ones are appealing? Have we answered the question to the young teenager? Why? Have we answered that question yet? No. Do you see how that's still a complicated answer? Oh, yeah. It's a complicated answer. Do you see? For what should be a very simple question, Mom, Dad, why do I need to do this stuff? What's the good answer? We're struggling. Any more? It gives you a little bit of what you're trying to achieve in life. If you're trying to achieve something, the values in here will help you. And maybe we can simplify it for the kids that it gives you integrity, it gives you drive, it gives you, you're not going to cheat anyone, so you're going to do it in a positive way. These are the values, some of the things that we talked about. Yeah? Right. Or what about the people who don't follow a religion and are still multimillionaires and successful? So let's think about this even more. Okay? So there'll be a few more opportunities to answer some questions. But I want to get this question very clear. Because there's kids sitting in here who very quickly are going to change their mind in the next year or two. And I'm not scaremongering here. I've been fortunate enough to travel, and I've met even 13-year-olds who very openly, born and brought up in a Sikh family, very openly say, I'm an atheist. 13 years old. So by 13 years old, they've decided that all the religion stuff that I've learned in my 13 years of wisdom, I've rejected it. I realize that it's fake. I know that there is no God. And so by 13 years old, they say, I'm atheist. I don't believe in all the religion stuff that my parents have said. How many teenagers do we have here? 13, 14, 13 to 18-year-olds, put your hands up. Right up. How many do we have? Keep it right up. 13 to 18. Right? At least 20 kids in here. Right? Maybe, parents, I'm talking to you guys, maybe you guys are the lucky ones. These guys are here. How many teenagers are not here? And all because of one fundamental question, why? And we're struggling to answer that question. So it's really a deep question for us to ask ourselves, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Let's be honest. How many of us are doing it out of fear? I was born into a family. All of my friends and all of my cousins and everyone else is part of this tradition, and I don't really want to rock the boat so much, so I'll just go on with it. I'll just go along with it. Is that what you're instilling in your kids? Keep doing it. Loki ki kahange, right? That what will people say? So some people are doing it out of fear. Again, this is not blame. Let's have an honest conversation. Yeah? And how many of the kids here are doing it out of fear? Mom and dad said it, I might as well do it. Because mom and dad are going to be really angry if I don't do it. Agreed? Yeah? The why has still not been answered. Some of us do it maybe out of a sense of respect and loyalty to our ancestors and our parents. I don't really have a problem with this religion. And if my parents and my grandparents and my ancestors thought it was pretty good, I'll do it. It doesn't challenge me too much. I'll just carry on. Some of us might be doing it out of some kind of afterlife, after death hope that something good's going to happen after life. Thinking when I die, I don't know if there's a heaven or something, but if there is, and the religion says to do some good stuff, I might as well do it just in case. Maybe? None of these answers work for this generation. So this generation, the youngsters are asking, give me something more. What is the answer that I have? I can ask lots of questions, that's easy. But I can also share with you what my answer is. My answer is very simple. Every single person born on earth today seeks one thing. What is that? Everybody's looking for happiness. My answer is, I've tried everything else. Nothing works like this. Nothing comes close to this. You know what I call dharam? You know what I call Sikhi? I call it the best method of happiness. And what your children and all of us are actually doing most of our life is we wake up every morning and we try and look for happiness. And what your children are convinced of is happiness is out there. Isn't it? Big house, lots of followers on Instagram, out there. Yeah? Nice clothes, nice things. In fact, why are you educating them so much? Padhai karo, right? Get educated. Why? So you can earn good money, you get a good job. Why do you want to get a good job? So you're secure. You don't have to worry. We know what it's like to struggle. We know what it's like to move to another country and not have everything. We don't want our kids to have that. So study, get a good job, right? Agreed? But the kids are saying, okay, I'll do all that stuff. Why do I have to have this thing on my head? And why do I have to go to this place on Sunday and listen to this stuff that just doesn't make any sense? I don't understand. And that's where we don't know the answer based on our own experience. My experience tells me, you know what, kids? I tried having an amazing job with lots of money. I had that. And the money was good, but I still wasn't happy. And I tried buying the big house. I have that. But I feel bored in that house. It doesn't. So what now that you have a big house? It doesn't do anything. I even tried getting married. My wife's not here, so I can say that. I tried getting married, and that was fine for a while. But it didn't give me lifelong happiness. And then when we were married and We were together for a while. We thought, should we have some kids? Okay. And I tried the kids thing. And my kids aren't here, so I can say that. I tried having kids, and it's fine, but it didn't fill this amazing lifelong happiness. It didn't do it. So what does do it? What I say to my kids is, you're going to go through this same journey. I wish I knew what I know now at your age. I wish I knew somebody had told me, don't waste your time with all this stuff. You can do it, but that's not where real happiness lies. There's somewhere where real happiness lies that you've never looked. There's real happiness, and it's somewhere where you've never looked. You say, oh, where's that? Is that in the Gurdwara? I know on certain days when they're doing saag paneer in the langar, that day is real happiness. Is it in the Gurdwara? Does it mean I have to do kirtan every day? Does it mean I have to wake up early? No, it's not in any of those places. It's somewhere much closer than that. Because my Guru teaches me that right here, there's this amazing amount of happiness. And you know what? If you actually follow what the Guru says, it's amazing. That's what I tell my kids. I tried it and it worked. And nothing you're going to do in your life is going to come anywhere close to what Guru is teaching. And I'm sure they probably still say, yeah, whatever. So what? But at least I'm giving them an answer that's coming from my own personal experience. Now, I think there's something going on here. I don't think any of us ever look where the religion, not a word that I particularly like, the tradition, the spirituality, the Guru, the wisdom, I don't think any of us are actually doing what it's asking us to do. So, you get this question, what is religion? What's your religion? Well, in our religion, we treat everyone equally. And in our religion, we feed lots of people. And in our religion, there is no high caste or low caste. And everyone says, oh, that sounds like a good bunch of values. So what? We're at this generation now where our kids, no matter what you say to them, they're going to say, so what? I just go on Instagram and I put a photo up and I get 60 or 100 likes. I feel happy straight away. Why do I need to go to the Gurdwara? So, what does the Guru say? I'm going to read a couple of lines out and then maybe we can think about it. Where is real religion? Listen to this. Eh sareer sab taram hai. Those of you who have Gurbani on your phones, you can look up this shabad. Eh sareer sab taram hai. All religion is inside this body. So hang on. What do you mean all religion is inside this body? All religion is inside this body. In this body is the home of what true religion is right there inside you. Jis andar sache ki vich jyot. There is a true divine light within you, inside you. Guj ratan vich luk rahe koi gurmukh sevak ka dekho. There is a treasure inside you. There is infinite riches and jewels and diamonds inside you. Ratan. Infinite treasure hidden inside you. And only some rare people go inside and look for it. Interesting, huh? Now you've got to ask yourself this question. What religion are we teaching our kids? Are we teaching them, quick, on the way to school, you must do your Japji Sahib? Don't cut your hair. It's very bad. Babaji will do something bad. You must learn Punjabi. Punjabi bolo. Standard one, right? And when you go to the Gurdwara, cover your head. What religion are you teaching your kids? Is it the religion of your guru? Or is it something else? Or is it the religion of your friends and family and your community? Because your guru said a very specific thing. Eh sareer sab dharam hai. The ultimate nachod, the essence of what it is that the guru is trying to say is inside you already. And only a few people go and look for it. Now the question comes, I've never really looked. I've never looked inside me. How do I look? Where do I go? Because I tried that meditation thing one time and I closed my eyes and my mind was all over the place and I thought, oh, that's a bit tough. It's a bit of a waste of time. Just put Netflix on, a bit more entertaining. Right? How do I look? Where do I go? What am I looking for? Anyone know? What are you looking for? When you close your eyes, what are you looking for? We don't have the answers to any of this stuff because we're not the people who spend our time going inside and looking for the infinite treasure that the Guru says is in you. And it's not in just the Punjabis, and it's not just in the brown folk, and it's not just in the ones with the long beards and the turbans on their head. It's in everyone. Every man, woman, and child has it. Everyone out there. All the people you work with. All the people you go to school with. All your neighbors, all your colleagues, all your friends and family. It's in all of us. And everyone has just as much equal right to go and find it. But who's actually looking? We don't know. We're not looking. We don't know anyone else who's looking. And if we go try and look, we don't know what we're looking for. So then, we just make ourselves feel better. Well, at least I got a turban on my head. At least I wear a kada. At least I go to the Gurdwara once a week. Right? And when something good happens, like I move into a new house, then I get everyone to come round and read Sukhmani Sahib. And when something really good happens, we pay the Gurdwara to do an Akhand Path. And if something really good happens, we even donate money to the building fund of the Gurdwara. Sikh ban gaye, we're Sikhs. That's what we do. And the kids are looking at all of us and saying, what are you guys doing? Because it doesn't make any sense to us. Right? You know what I like to do? The stuff that I say, it reduces all of us right down. And all of us, no matter whether you've been a Sikh for a day or for 50 years, you realize, what have I been doing? Any of you who read Nitnem, who read Anand Sahib, this question comes up every day. ए शरीरा मेरिया, इस जग में आए क्या तुद कर्म कमाया? What have you done, O body of mine? Ever since you've been born, what have you achieved? Jin har tera rachan rachya, so har manana vasaya. That divinity that you're a part of, you didn't find it. And so what do? We read that every day. I read my Anand Sahib. Anna? The good Sikhs, the ones who read their part every day, they don't actually question themselves. Oh, hang on. I'm actually supposed to be asking that question to myself. What have I done with my life? We read the passage that says, what are you doing with your life? And then we close it. And the kids are saying, I'm done. Your religion stuff makes no sense because you lot aren't doing it. And if you lot are not doing anything, what am I going to do? Right? So now some time for some solutions. Otherwise, I can make everyone think, Yaar, Satpal Singh Ayasi just made us feel rubbish. Hannah? Satpal Singh came and he just told us off. I'm not telling you off. Let's have a conversation. I'm willing to ask the questions that other people don't want to ask. You don't hear these conversations in the Gurdwaras. That's why we don't hold these sessions in the Gurdwaras. Because they're not talking like this. They're not asking you these things. So what do we do? The big question is, okay then, wise guy, give us the answer. Tell us what we're supposed to be looking for. Well, I'm not the wise guy. Guruji has the answer. So I'm going to go through a shabad with you. And the premise of this shabad, we've already started. The premise meaning the basic idea of this shabad. The basic idea of this shabad is this. Inside you, there's something amazing. In fact, let's all pretend we're children. Let's pretend I'm a school teacher. I want everyone to repeat it. Inside me, there is something amazing. Inside me, there is something amazing. Well done, children. Imagine, just for a second, you woke up every day and you said that line to yourself. Not complicated. You woke up every day and you went to bed every day and you said, inside me, there is something amazing. The next line I might say is, nothing outside comes close. Nothing outside comes close. Inside me, there is something amazing. Nothing outside comes close. Imagine you said that to yourself. At some point, you'd start looking. What do you think Gurbani is? What do you think the Guru is trying to do to you? He's trying to say to you, inside you, there's something amazing. Nothing comes close outside. There's nothing outside that's going to be as good as going in there. So let's see if the Guru actually talks like this. Yeah? Let's confirm this. Maybe Guruji can actually tell us what's inside of us. What is it? So the premise is, inside you there's something amazing. The Guru goes on to say other things. My life is wasted if I don't find it. My life is wasted if I don't find it. The Guru talks like this. Inside you there's something amazing. Outside there's nothing that comes close. My life is wasted if I don't find it. Last bit. But something is in the way. But something is in the way. Something is blocking. There's something blocking you finding it. Let's find out. There's a shabad I want to go through. Is gufa mein akut pandara. Inside this cave, there is a vast treasure. Opening line. Maj Mahalla Tija. Third Guru, Guru Amar Das Ji, the one who writes the Anand Sahib that we sing all the time, same Guru. Inside this cave, there is a massive, vast treasure. This which vase har alak apara. Within this cave is that har. I'm not going to use the word Lord or God because anyone who's heard my lectures will understand that there's some limitations with that word God. Inside this cave is something that is invisible yet infinite. Confusing, Guruji, can you please clarify? Invisible and infinite sounds like empty space. When I close my eyes, feels like empty space, yeah? Just black, dark. But Guruji starts by saying there's something amazingly positive and valuable, pandar, this big treasure inside you. Ape gupt pargat hai ape gur shabdi aap vanjavanaya. Okay, now we're getting a little bit of clarity that you need to do something in order to find this. Whatever that thing is hidden but becomes revealed. That thing which is inside you looks like it's not there. You close your eyes, I don't know, it's nothing there. There's just my mind and just my thoughts. But it's hidden, but it becomes revealed through the Guru's shabad, the Guru's wisdom, the Guru's words, the Guru's practice. But you have to do something. Aap Punjavaniya. Remember I said there's something inside me and it's lots of happiness and nothing outside comes close? But something is in the way. You are in the way. You are in the way of that treasure. Doesn't make sense, right? So let's take the analogy. Guruji saying there's a cave. Yeah? Forgive me if I'm oversimplifying this, but it's really important that we get it. Inside you, there's a cave. You say, okay, I found it. I'm going. Say, I'm going in the cave. I'm looking around. I can't see anything. It looks invisible. Guruji says, yep, it starts off looking invisible, but it becomes visible. You say, okay, can you switch the light on? What is it that I'm looking for? He said, something is in the way. What's in the way? I can't see. He said, you're in the way. What? I'm in the way? Well, where do I look? I'm in the cave. I'm looking for something. How can I be in the way? I'm the one looking for it. Guruji says, oh, you're looking for it. You're in the way. A little bit cryptic, huh? Confusing. No wonder nobody does this stuff. Doesn't make any sense. But this is only the first verse. Let's carry on. Let's see if Guruji's going to help us a little bit. Hau vari jiyo vari amrit naam manvasavaniya. Guru says, I bow down to that person who finds this. I bow down again and again who finds this juice, this amrit. Okay, now he's giving you a clue. Oh, am I looking for some kind of juice? Guru says, yeah, it's something really sweet and tasty. Inside you, there's something that's really sweet and tasty. Amrit Naam. And I bow down. The Guru says, I bow down to that person who finds this in their own mind, in their own self. Okay, so I know where to look now. I know that I'm looking in my mind and I'm looking for something that feels really tasty. A little bit of clarity. Why does Guruji have to make it so complicated? Why can't he just simplify it for us? Because what you're looking for is beyond words. The Guru's not trying to make it complicated. The Guru's actually trying to put into words what cannot be put into words. Otherwise, think about the Guru Granth Sahib. It's pretty big, yeah? A lot of pages, a lot of words, a lot of teachings. Do you think Guruji's put all that effort to confuse us or to clarify? It's to clarify, I hope. You hope so, right? Amrit Naam Maharas Mitha. A bit more clarity. There is something which is like a juice inside you that is so supremely sweet. Gurmati Amrit Pivaniya. If you follow the Guru's instruction, you can drink this drink. You know what it's reminding me of? I'm going to use a reference now that the kids won't know. Indiana Jones. Right? A lot of blank faces. You know what Indiana Jones is, right? Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones. And he goes on these caves and these adventures. Right? And he finds something and says, yes, I found it. These treasures. It feels a bit like that. There's a drink inside the cave of you. And you got to drink it. But you got to follow the Guru's instruction. Otherwise, you're going to drink the wrong one. Okay? Making sense? Guys, this is all from Guru Granth Sahib. I'm not making this stuff up. It's all in Gurbani. You know the one that you bow down to? That one. I didn't find this somewhere else. This is in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. What are you bowing down to if you don't know what it is? It's the manual that tells you how to go inside. It's the manual that tells you how to find unlimited happiness inside you. You know, there's a big question. Something's in the way. You know what's in the way? Most of us don't actually want it. That's a hard one. Most of us don't actually want it. We think, can't I just go and put $1 and matha take and just be done and have some langar? $1 matha take, $5 langar, it's quite a good deal. Yeah? Quite a good deal, huh? Why don't I just do that? This stuff sounds complicated. Okay, it's up to you. The cave is always there. The treasure is always there. It's waiting for you. It's yours. You were born with this treasure. The question is, before you die, will you find it? It's a challenge. It's a game. Somebody could invent a computer game that does just this. Yeah? Don't steal that idea. I'm going to have that idea. Yeah? It sounds quite fun. Oh, Guruji is now telling us what's in the way. Homme maar bajar kapat kholya. There's something that's blocking the way. Myself. Homme, the ones who got rid of themselves, the door opened. The gate opened. The cave opened up. Correct me if I'm mistranslating this stuff, those of you who know Gurbani more than me. Correct me if I'm mistranslating in some way. Or is this actually what the Guru is saying? Because if it is, I don't know what we've been reading. I don't know what Katha people have been doing in the Gurdwara stages for all these years. Why aren't they talking about this? What are they talking about? Gurbani talks about this. So, Homme maar bajar kapat kholya. Something opens when I get out of the way. Naam amolak gur prasadi paya. Then I find this priceless thing called Naam. If I followed the Guru's instruction, if the Guru is kind enough to let me understand it, then something opens up inside me. Let me remind you guys, this is for every man, woman and child. It's for everyone. You have to first find it before you start teaching your kids this stuff. Yeah? Standard question everybody asks me. I love your talks. How do I teach it to my kids? I said, I'm not here to teach it to your kids. I'm here to teach it to you. When you get it, you can teach it to your kids. Worry about yourself first. Be selfish. Yeah? Your kids have much more time than you do. Yeah? We're running out of time. Teach it to yourself first. Bin shabad naam na paye koi, gur kirpa man vasavniya. Nobody has found this internal treasure without the right guidance. Nobody has found it. You need a guide. You need someone to help you. Gur gyan anjan sach netri paya. The Guru gives you the wisdom so that you can find this stuff, so that your eyes can open to this stuff. Guru uses this example of this anjan. It's this like the makeup that you put on your eyes. Yeah, the kajal, right? You know what I think it is? The other day I was watching with my kids, they were being shown this Call of Duty. And in the latest version of Call of Duty, you get these night vision goggles, and there's these rounds where it's all in this night vision. Guru is basically saying, if you follow my instructions, you go into the cave, and then I give you the night vision goggles, so you can see in the dark. Yes? Following me? Guru Granth Sahib Ji gives you night vision. Okay? All the kids are going to remember one thing. I don't know what he said for 2 hours, but something about night vision. Mom, Dad, can you buy me Call of Duty? Right? That's not what I'm saying. Yeah? Kids are going to be like, see? I told you. Yeah? I think in the UK, it's like 18 rated. It's not for kids. Yeah? Just about okay with Fortnite and games like that. My kids are still in primary school, so they're not supposed to be watching or playing any of this stuff. But I'm not telling you that. What I'm saying is inside all of us, there's a dark cave with a treasure, and you put night vision goggles that the Guru gives you, shows you how to see. The Guru gave me night vision goggles. I'm slightly translating that in a slightly different way. The Guru gives you night vision goggles. Gur Gyan Anjan Sach Netri Paya. Give me the right way to look. Antar chanan, agyan andher gavaya. When I put the night vision goggles on, I could see everything. Antar chanan. Inside, how many of you guys have actually tried to sit down and meditate? Like close your eyes and actually meditate. Hands up if you've actually tried. Like really giving it a go. Like I tried. Yeah? And what do you see? It's just black, right? Right? It's just black. Most of the time, it just doesn't make any sense. Don't know what to look for. The Guru's step by step in giving you the instructions. Can you believe it? You know what we do? When you bow down to the instructions, I don't know, do you have IKEA here? When you bow down to the instructions, it's like going to IKEA, you buy the furniture, and you put the furniture there, and you take the instructions, and you bow down to the instructions. If you keep bowing down to the instructions, you're never going to actually make the cupboard. The cupboard doesn't get built just by bowing down to the instructions. You have to pick up the instructions and say, oh, I actually have to do something. Right? Have you seen with IKEA, they actually say, if you can't be bothered, they do it in pictures, then you can call this number and we'll come and do it for you. Except with Guru Granth Sahib, there's nobody you can call who will do it for you. You have to do this yourself. You got to build it yourself. Right? You got to build it. You got to do it yourself. You got to go in the cave. You got to try it out. Realize that you're in the way. Say, Guruji, something's not working. He said, okay, upgrade, night vision goggles. As soon as I put the night vision goggles on, Antar chanan, all the lights came on, and andher gavaya, all the darkness went away. You close your eyes and you think you're just seeing darkness, but inside you there's a lot of light. Not 100-watt light bulbs. Is it watts anymore? I get confused with these energy-saving light bulbs. Like you try and buy them and it says 2 watts, and I'm like, what's 100 watt? I don't understand. What's the right watt for the light bulbs? It's not that kind of light. Guruji is saying it's a different kind of light. But with the right equipment, with the right instruction, the lights come on. Jyoti jyot mili manamanya. My mind has now understood this, that my light is merging with some bigger light. Say, okay, where's the happiness bit? All I can hear is that you go and do all this effort and a light gets switched on. I can just do that outside. But this isn't just a light. Look how Guruji is trying to explain it to you. He's saying it feels really dark, but it's light. And when you go in there, it tastes really sweet. There's something amazing inside every man, woman, and child. And it's sweet and it's amazing inside you. Every human being is born with this. And this is the Guru that shows you how to find it. Hardar Sobha Pavanya. And it feels amazing. I found this amazing divinity. Who was talking about that? This divinity that's inside of us? Yeah? I find it now. Now, this is the bit for the people that says, Mom, Dad, so what? Sounds boring. Next line. Sariro palan ko bahar jaye. Some people go to find this happiness stuff outside of the body. Right? Some people go outside of the body. So, the kids, they do the same thing. Right, I'm going to ask the kids a question. Who knows for your next birthday what present you would ask for your parents? Have a think and then put your hand up if you know what present you're going to ask for. 21. FIFA 20. Is it 21 already? Okay, FIFA 21. Okay, what would you ask for? PS4? Yeah, that's pretty good. PS5's coming out, I think. Yeah, don't ask for that. Sorry, folks. I was like saying, it was just about, and because like, oh, PS5, Dad, give me the PS5. Yeah, Apple Watch. How old are you, man? What are you going to do with your Apple Watch? Count your steps? Yeah? Play games on the watch? Yeah, my youngest one has that. I'm getting all the parents in trouble. My youngest ones, they have this watch called a VTech watch. It's like a kid's kind of watch. It was only about £50. It was much better than getting a £1,000 Apple Watch. Yeah? Sorry, am I allowed to say that? No product endorsement. Better tabla. Oh, that's my kind of kid. All right. Better tabla. You a tabla player? Yeah? Okay, excellent. iPhone 11. What age do you start giving your kids iPhones? How old are you? 12. You already have a phone? Or you want your first phone and you want it to be an iPhone 11? They're broken. So you need the best one. Of course you do. Come on, man. Come on, mom, dad. Right? So, what was I saying? I don't even know why we started about that. I know. Let's go back to the shabad. The Guru says, we go looking outside for happiness. Now, you guys all know what you want for your next birthday. Who can tell me, whatever you got for your last birthday, is that still making you happy? No? What did you get for your last birthday? Okay, that was another game? And you still playing it? Kind of, Anna? Not quite. That's why you want the next game. What did you get for your last birthday? Nintendo Switch? Still happy with it? Dekya? You want a PS4 next time, yeah? You want something better, Nintendo Switch. You want a computer game last time, you played with it, and it doesn't quite make you happy, so you want the next one. I know your phone's broken. What did you get? It still makes you happy when you play it. You're not allowed to play it every day. Yeah? I'm not going to say anything other than your parents are going to... You're going to turn around and your parents say, why am I not allowed to play every day? My kids don't play it every day either. Okay, so here it is now, kids. What you got for your birthday. Now, okay, for your birthday last year, were you really excited to get that present? Were you quite excited to get the NBA 20 and the Nintendo Switch? Yeah, and the broken iPhone? Were you quite excited to get that? Yes? And when you got it, you were like, how did you feel? Amazing. Yeah? But then you felt really good, and then after a while, it's like, can I get a PS4 now, please? You want the next one, right? Can I get FIFA 21 now? I've played it now. You want the next thing. So did you try and buy some happiness, and it lasted for a little bit, and then it didn't work for a while? Yeah? Or you didn't buy it, right? Your parents bought it. But you tried to buy something to make you happy. You tried to do something that felt like happiness for a little bit. Okay, here's another question. Teenagers, how many of you wouldn't quite mind being a social media influencer? For some of the older kids. How many of you wouldn't quite mind that says, you know what, I'm looking at two people over there. How many of you wouldn't mind that says, you know what, I wouldn't mind being really famous on social media? Yes? Yes? Little bit? Can I tell you something? It's not great. It's okay. It's nice. I get to travel. I get to do this. But it's not amazing. Okay, but this is the point. Every single one of us, from young kids to teenagers to, dare I say it, the mums and dads, we all try to do this. We all try to buy something, gain some experience, do something on the outside that we think is going to give us happiness, and it doesn't last. It doesn't last. So when it doesn't last, we try and get the next thing. Let me tell you guys, there are some social media influencers out there that are depressed as hell. Really depressed. Because they went outside to look for happiness. And they got it all. They got the fame. They got the celebrity endorsements. They got the product placements. They got the money. And then what? To some extent, some even go as far as suicide. These are the celebrities. These are the social media influencers. These are the ones that you look up to and said, wow, look how glamorous their life is. I want to be like that. What I'm saying is, you could try that, or there's a different way. Because you're going to try something that's going to make you happy, and I'm telling you, it's not going to give you the happiness. There's a line in Gurbani which a lot of your parents and grandparents would be familiar with. It says, Bin tud hor je mangana, sir dukhan ke dukh. With no exception. If you don't go looking for this, the thing that the Guru is talking about, everything else that you go to look for happiness will give you grief upon grief. Sir dukhan ke dukh. Grief upon grief on your head. The next line, Deh naam santokhiya utre man ki pukh. So the Guru says, ask for this thing called naam, this divineness, divine name. Its name is really not the only way to translate this word naam. Naam goes even beyond that. Remember, it's something that's tasty. It's a juice. It's infinite. It's bright. And Guru says in that line, ask for that which gets rid of your desires. You know what desires mean? You buy something, it feels good for a while, and then it doesn't feel so good, and then you desire something else. You want something else. That constant cycle, it's the pain-pleasure cycle. I want it, I get it, I feel a bit happy, and then it doesn't feel so good. I feel desperate, I feel empty, I feel lost. Quick, let me buy something else. Yeah? Retail therapy. It's that cycle which all of us are in. And none of us find real happiness in that, because every human being is born looking for this. Every human being, look, what did we say at the beginning? Every human being is looking for? You know why every human being is looking for happiness? Because we're all born with it. And it's all inside of us. You are born with a feeling that I need to feel happy. Everyone's born with that. The reason you're born with that is because you're also born with the happiness. But something's in the way. You're in the way. And Guru says, nobody has found it without the right instruction. And when you phrase it like that, you know the next question is, that sounds a bit complicated. Why? Why was I made like that? If I was born with the happiness and I was born with a hunger for happiness, why am I not just happy? Because something's in the way. You're in the way. So, well, I didn't put myself in the way. And this is where at some point you might just have to say, okay, this is how it is. The example that I think works really well. If you're in a prison and somebody says to you, quick, I have a key, let's get out. And you turn around and you say, first tell me, why am I in the prison? And the Guru says, no, I have a key. I can't tell you why you're in the prison, but I have a key and I can get you out of this prison. And you say, no, I need to know why I'm in the prison. And the Guru says, but I've been out and I know the way. I even have a map and I even have a torch and I've been out there and I've helped other people get out and I can help you get out of this prison. And you say, no, I really would like to know why I'm in this prison. And the Guru says, well, I don't really know why you're in the prison, but I can help you get out. And I'll wait here. When you're ready to get out, you come and tell me, because I'll wait here for you. When you're ready to find this happiness inside you, the Guru's there with the night vision goggles and the instructions. When you're ready to find real happiness, now the question comes, do you want to get out of this prison? Because most of us think, actually, prison feels quite good. It looks quite nice. Look around. It's a nice, bright, sunny day, and I can go to the store and buy what I want and have a comfortable bed, and life is pretty good. This is the journey for those people who tried all the other ways. Remember, what do I call Sikhi? A method of happiness. This is for the people who've tried all the other methods of happiness and realize, oh, no other method of happiness works. Nothing else is going to give you this. When you're there, when you reach rock bottom, when you realize that there is nothing else that has given me happiness, then you might go to the Guru and bow down and say, Guruji, do you remember that key that you taught me about? I'm ready. Guruji says, okay, now come. I'll tell you how to do it. Guru says, those who look outside the body, who go searching for this, they're not going to find it. Naam na lahe, bahut vigar dukh paaye. Those people will not find this tasty juice of Naam, this infinite treasure of Naam. Dukh paaye. What are they going to find instead? Suffering. You go out there, you will suffer. You know, if you study anything to do with mental health, any counselors, psychiatrists, psychologists, anyone here working in the counseling or medical field? If you study psychiatry or anything like that, and you look at the American psychology societies or any of these national societies, they'll tell you mental health at any point affects maybe 1 in 10 people. Right? That means right now, only about 1 in 10 of you are going through some sort of mental anxiety. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says something else. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, the whole world is suffering. Nanak dukhiya sab sansar. He says we're all actually suffering from mental illness. All of us are. What's the mental illness? That you've been given ultimate happiness. You're born with it, and the mental illness that says, no, I'm not going to look there, I'll look somewhere else. That's a mental illness. When you've been given it. But it's not our fault. We didn't know. But guess what? You should know because you go to the Gurdwara every week and you bow down to it. The Guru that tells you about it, you bow down to it. For those of you who go to the Gurdwara, for those of you who are from the Sikh tradition, it's there. In fact, it is my firm belief that every spiritual master that came on this planet came to show you the same thing. That there is something inside you. Call it God, call it Naam, call it the kingdom of heaven, call it Allah, call it Brahm, call it Sun and emptiness. Every master has tried to say, look, whatever you're trying is not working, there's something greater. There's an experience of life that they're having that you're not having. Now the question is, do you want it? That's a big question. You know how I said there's something in the way, you're in the way? You've got to ask yourself this question, do I want it? Say, can you tell me more? Like, you know when you buy something, you read all the reviews and you check which is the best one and which is the best price. You can't read the reviews of this stuff. Or can you? Oh, hang on. This was written by the people who found it. That's why we call them spiritual masters. That's why we call them enlightened, bhagats, gurus, because this is their review. This is the review. They went, they found it, and they're not like me. Have you? I'm one of those people, I never leave reviews for anything. I read reviews for everything. Every holiday, every product I buy, but I never actually go and write the reviews. Selfish, right? Yeah? These people went out of their way to write the review, to write the instruction, to write the manual and say, I really want you to try this. It's amazing. So you can read the reviews. You can read the reviews. And the experience that they're talking about is Sukh, Anand, Param Anand, Shanti. Look at these amazing words that the Gurus are saying. I find bliss. I find peace. I find supreme happiness. That's what they're telling you they have found and how to find it. Now the question is, do you want to find it? Manmukh andar sujhe nahi. The blind person, the one who's stubborn within their mind, doesn't understand all of this stuff. How many people can relate to that? I can relate to that. Thinking, yeah. I listen to this instruction every day, but I don't necessarily follow it. Guruji is saying, Manmukh andhe sujhe nahi. The blind, stubborn-minded individual listens to this stuff, but it's not his fault. He just doesn't get it. He's like, it doesn't sound good. For somebody who's never heard of a TV, who's never seen a TV, if you try to explain to them the idea of a PS4, they don't even know what a TV is. And you're trying to explain to them and they say, I don't understand what you're saying. And you're saying, you got to get a PS4, it's amazing. And they're saying, I don't know what you're talking about. That's kind of like what we're like. The Gurus are saying, you've got something, it's amazing. And we're saying, are you sure? I'm not really sure that I believe you. Fir kir aaye gurmukh vat pavaniya. So what do? They go everywhere else. They say, oh, thank you for your instruction, Guruji. I'll go somewhere else. Then when they come back, the Guru says, are you ready? I've still got the key. Gur prasadi sacha har paaye. If you're lucky, you get to have the right mindset to find this. Man tan vekhe home mel jaye. These people find it within themselves. These people find it within themselves. Stop me if I'm confusing you. Stop me if this is not making any sense. A little bit boring? A little bit interesting? The Guru has given you the instruction that your life is about one thing. There's only one thing that your life is about, which is to find happiness. How many agree that you want happiness in your life? Most of you. That's what we're looking for. The Guru's saying, this is how you do it. And some of us are thinking, well, I've been sitting here for an hour now. I don't feel very happy. This is the way to find it. Not by listening to me. Here, the instruction. The reason I'm taking a while to digest it for you is because we need to break it down, because we've never been told this stuff. Can we agree? We've never actually been told this stuff. I don't know what people are learning when you go to the Gurudwara, because that's what the Guru is telling me. Yeah, Mahalla Tija. You know what song he sang when he found it? Anand Sahib. Anand paya meri mai, Satguru mein paya. I found supreme bliss. That's him writing the review afterwards. This is the instruction. How many of us are reading that song? Hey, I found supreme bliss. And we're all singing it. Yeah? We sing it at the end of every program in the Gurudwara. And every time someone gets married, we think, oh, that's Anand Paya Meri Mai. Okay. It's after this. First you got to build it. First you got to do it. Then you can enjoy it. You don't just go and sing the song, oh, I am enjoying my life. Because you're not really. Man tan vekhe home mel jai. Go inside your body, get rid of the myself. Something is in the way. Remember those lines. Within me is something amazing. Nothing else outside comes close. But there's something in the way. The something in the way is the myself. You are in the way when you go inside and get rid of yourself. Now it's like, what do you mean get rid of myself? How do I get rid of myself? That's the second lesson. The first lesson is just to understand what you're looking for. Yeah? Part 2. To be continued. That's the other bit. But Guru is just saying, do you understand what we're talking about here? What life has in store for you? What is your life? What is your opportunity in this life? Bais Suthan Sad Har Gun Gave Sache Shabad Samavaniya. Sit in that place. Go find it. That place of stillness, of amazing happiness inside you. Go there and rejoice and celebrate in there. Naudar Thake Tavat Rahaye. Close everything else off. You know what your mind does? Your mind is always relying on your 5 senses to entertain it. How many of you are getting bored right now? Yeah, a bit boring? Getting a bit bored? So you think, oh, what do? I wish I could get up and get out. My parents won't let me. Notice how your mind is working. Your mind is getting bored, right? So you think, okay, I wish I could do something else. I wish I could get up and leave. What would you do if you leave? I don't know, anything. Something's more interesting than this. I'd go and play outside. I'd go and find something. I'd go listen to some music. I'd go watch something. Your mind, this is a good lesson for you folks. Your mind spends all its time relying on the senses and says, oh, eyes, can you entertain me? Show me something interesting. Or my ears, can I hear something interesting? You know the big one? Taste. My 10-year-old, any time of the day, you ask him, are you hungry? And he says, yes. And then then you go and you make the food. And then you bring the food. I'm not really hungry. I just made you food. Oh, what I meant was I was bored. My 10-year-old does that all the time. Hands up if you do that as a grown-up. I do that. Yeah? You eat when you're bored. I do that all the time. So that's what we do. Mind is getting bored. Taste, entertain me. Put some food in there. So we rely on our 5 senses, our touch, our smell. We rarely say, nose, let me go just smell something if nothing else. If I can't taste anything, I can't see anything, can't hear anything interesting, at least I can smell something interesting. We don't tend to do that because usually the eyes or the ears or the taste gives us something to entertain us. Guruji says, the wise person is the one that closes all of those and goes within and finds real happiness. He restrains the wandering mind because the mind says, I'm getting bored. Give me something interesting. Dasve nijkar vasa pai. And Guru is saying that the 10th gate, there's something called the 10th gate. It's a technical term. Don't worry about it too much. Close off the other doors that you'll go outside and look for entertainment for and open the other door, the one that's inside you. That gate, nijkar vasa, that gate is inside you. That's not a door to the outside world to entertain you. That's a door to the inside world to enlighten you. Otthe anhad shabad vaje din rati. When you open that door, day and night, there's great melodies playing. First they said it tasted sweet. Then he said it was a bright light. Now he said it sounds amazing. What's Guruji doing? He's connecting the stuff that you do with your eyes. He said you try and look for entertainment, you try and taste entertainment, you try and hear entertainment. He said it's all inside you. It sounds great, it tastes great, and it looks great. It's all inside you. Otthe anhad shabad vaje din rati, day and night, it never switches off. It's amazing. The melodies, the sounds, the sights, the smells. It's all amazing and it's there inside you day and night. Gurmati shabad sunavaniya. It sounds amazing, but the Guru gives you the headphones to listen to it. The Guru gives you the night vision goggles to go find that divine light within you. Bin shabde antar anera. Without the Guru's instruction, you close your eyes, it feels dark. Na vastal hai, na chukke phera. You won't be able to find it without the Guru. This is why we bow down to the Guru. We bow down to the Guru because the Guru is the one that showed us how to make the IKEA cupboard. Yeah? Imagine buying the IKEA cupboard with no instructions. Right? And then you're just looking at it going, I don't know what to do with that. Or you try and it doesn't work. Or you get someone else to help you and they don't know what they're doing. Without the instructions, nobody's able to do this. Do you see which part of this sounds like a religion? This isn't a religion. This is a manual for a human being. All human beings can follow this. There's no limitations. It's not saying you got to wear the steel bangle or you got to grow the hair and you got to do this and you got to wake up and all that. All of that stuff's important, by the way. Kids, don't look at your parents and say, see, Mom, that guy said we don't have to do any of it. No, that's not what I'm saying. All of this stuff is a reminder. You know what this reminds you of? Nothing else. You know what we're taught as a kid? Don't do bad things. This is like a handcuff. That's what my grandparents used to say. It's like a handcuff. I see it as a different way. This reminds me, anything that I else go looking for happiness, the Guru is saying, this is not, you're not going to find it elsewhere. You know what they used to do in the old days? Tabla player, listen up. You know what they used to do in the old days? Musicians, when they found a teacher and the teacher accepted you and said, I'm willing to teach you, because that was a big deal. Because the Guru, the teacher, doesn't necessarily let anyone come in. When they accepted you as the teacher, The teacher accepted you and said, I'm going to teach you. You will be my student. The teacher used to tie a string around the wrist. And that says, I now tie this string around you to show that I am your teacher and I accept you as my student. What do you think this is? The Guru has tied this instruction and didn't make it out of string so it can break. It's iron. This is not going anywhere. That's what Yokara means. Yokara means I belong to the Guru that shows me how to find inner happiness. These things make sense. These things make sense. Your hair makes sense because the Guru is saying, no matter what you do to your body outside, you're not going to find happiness. Let it go. Let it grow. Yeah? That's how I call it. Let it go. Let it grow. Right? You know, people ask this really interesting question. Why do you guys grow your hair? Common question. Why do you grow your hair? The truth of the matter is, I don't grow my hair. I don't do anything. It grows. This is what the human body looks like when you don't do anything. I don't do anything. Now the question is, why are you cutting your hair? Because you're doing something to cut your hair. And I don't have an issue with people who cut their hair. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to tell all the people who cut their hair not to do it. But I am here to encourage the ones who ask these questions to their parents. Mom, Dad, why do I grow my hair? Don't grow your hair. Just don't do anything. And this is what it looks like. Do you see? The Guru's trying to show you something. No matter what you do to your body, it's going to keep coming back. It needs to look the way it needs to look. So leave it as it is and go inside. There's something more important than trying to make your body look beautiful. But you know what? If you cut your hair, don't worry. It's not a problem. Carry on. Look inside. You can still look inside because he didn't say, oh, the first thing you need to do is you need to put the kara on, then you need to grow your hair, then you need to learn Punjabi, then you need to do this, then you wake up at this time and do your part. No, you don't have to do all of that stuff. Guruji is saying, first, understand, this is what it's about. Because what happens, and parents are guilty of this, we think we have Sikh children because they grow their hair and they wear the kara and they know how to do the fancy words and the part in the Punjabi language that they don't understand. And they go to the Gurmat classes and they can sing the kirtan in front of a stage and everyone else says, wow, yaar, your kid can do kirtan, very nice. We think that makes us Sikh. That's not what makes a Sikh. A Sikh is a learner. The Guru is the teacher. He is teaching you how to go inside. A Sikh is somebody who goes inside. Otherwise, you're not. What are you learning? You're learning how to sing the instructions. Don't learn how to sing the instructions. Learn how to follow the instructions. These are the instructions of the Guru. Make no mistake about it. I didn't make this up. I know none of you have been taught this stuff. I wasn't taught this stuff. I know there are no granthis in the Gurdwara that are teaching this stuff. But the Guru that you bow down to is teaching this stuff. And you don't need anybody else. You need the Guru. The Guru tells you how to do this. Bin shabad antar andera. If you don't follow this Guru, you will not find it. Satgur hath kunji. The Guru has a key in his hand. What did I say? You're in a prison. The Guru is saying, I have the key. Do you want to get out? Satgur hath kunji. Hort dar khole nahi. Nobody else can open this door except the Guru who has the key. So clear. So simple. Gur pure pag milavanya. Only the lucky ones follow this Guru. Only the lucky ones are actually able to follow the instruction. Gupat paragat tu sabni thai. When you open the door, everything that was invisible becomes visible. And you realize there is a oneness to all of creation and I'm a part of that oneness. And I see that oneness in all places. Gur Parsadi mil soji pai. With the Guru's grace, you will understand this. And in the last line, Nanak naam salah sada tu gurmukh man vasavanya. Nanak says, I praise forever this Guru who gives me this wisdom in my mind. I bow down to this Guru who opened the door, who gave me enlightenment because he took the darkness into light. What does Guru mean? Gu means darkness. Ru means light. Guru means the one who switches the darkness off and switches the light on inside me. And I bow down to the Guru and I sing songs, Anand Paya Meri Mae, Satguru Me Paya. I bow down to the Guru who gave me the instructions to open the divine light that is in every single man, woman, and child. This is what your religion is. This is what Dharam is. This is what Sikhi is. Now the question is, are you interested? That's a very good question. So the question is, what do we mean by the word Guru? The Guru has multiple meanings, but essentially the Guru can be translated to the wisdom of oneness, the teacher of inner awakening. Guru, darkness to light. So the method and the wisdom that helps you go inside and changes the experience of inside being dark and lonely and boring and opens that experience up to this experience that we would call enlightenment, to become lighter, to experience that divinity. So it's the wisdom that does that. Now the wisdom is timeless. We see in the beginning of Sukhmani Sahib, it starts with Ad Gure Namah, the Guru that has existed since the beginning of time. So the Guru, this wisdom has always been there. But right now, how do you access that wisdom? That's the question. How do you access this wisdom? The wisdom is contained in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. The wisdom is contained in spiritual teachers. The question is, how are you going to access this wisdom? Guru Nanak was a Guru because that wisdom was there, the same Guru. What do we say in Guru Granth Sahib Ji for the title of the Guru? It doesn't say Guru Pehla, does it? And Guru Duja and Guru Tija. What does it say? Mahal. What does the word Mahal mean? In everyday language. Palace, mansion, house. Hands up if anyone's moved house. When you move house, the house changes. Are you different? No, right? You're the same person. You lived in one house, you lived in a different house. Guess what happened to the Guru? When the body changed from Nanak to Angad, from Guru Nanak to Guru Angad Dev Ji, the Guru was the same. The Guru moved from house number 1 to Mahla Pehla to Mahla Duja, to the second house and to the third house. Where is that light now? In Guru Granth Sahib Ji. That wisdom is there in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Now, I'm not going to be the one that says it's only there in Guru Granth Sahib Ji and nowhere else in the world. How do I know? Could be in other places. There could be other spiritual masters that are able to give you the same wisdom. Now, the question is, what's more important? Because this is where people get a little bit political. No. You must say it's only in Guru Granth Sahib. Don't go anywhere else. What's more important? Finding it or fighting about which Guru is the best one to find it? It's opening the door or deciding which of the two identical keys you should open with. And I'm being controversial here. Because people will say, oh, see, he says the Guru is everywhere, so I don't need to follow Guru Granth Sahib Ji. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Guru Granth Sahib Ji is a known Guru. I don't know what the other Gurus are. I don't know where else to look. But I know it's here because I just went through it all with you. I went through a shabad with you. The Guru, line by line, by word, explains the meaning. I don't know anyone else that can do that. So the Guru for me is Guru Granth Sahib Ji. But there might be other Gurus out there as well. So that's a really good question. Thank you for that first question. So I don't have projects specifically on gender roles, but depression is a big one. Depression is something that affects a lot of people, and the Guru has the solution to depression. Let me start by telling you that. The Guru has the solution to depression. You need to spend time with this Guru, and the Guru will get you out of depression. Again, I'm not saying this is the only solution. But the projects that we would use to help people with mental health problems is to do what we've been doing. I can't tell you the number of people that have come up to me and said, I was about to commit suicide and I watched your videos and I no longer want to kill myself. I can't tell you the number of people who say that. It's too many. The people who saying that I've been on antidepressants for 15 years and your videos and Gurbani helped me get out of that. So the project is to keep going. Because the work that we've been doing has been helping people. The thing is, I don't know how many people we've helped. And when it looks like we're doing a fundraiser and we're asking for more, what we're saying is, we're helping people. Gurbani is changing people's lives. And with your support, I don't know how many more people we can help. I don't know how many more lives your support can help. But I'm going to give it a go. So we try and help as many people and get out of this. So the projects are to do exactly this, to get the wisdom of the Guru out through online video, through local meetup groups where we get together and actually just talk about this. Because we don't have a place where we can get together and talk about this. So one of our projects that we're doing is developing this idea that we've been pushing for the last couple of years, which is you're not going to get the solution to this by listening to my lecture once. It's not going to work once. The only way you're going to get out of your depression is through a consistency. Go back again and again. If it feels a little bit good, go with it. Stick with it. And it will help you get out of it. Form a group of like-minded individuals. There's quite a few of you here together. Get each other's WhatsApp numbers. And I know it's difficult because some people say to me, I don't think I want to open up in front of people that I know. I don't want to talk to some of these people. It becomes difficult. But you need two things. You need the Guru's wisdom and you need the Guru Sangat. You need the people who are also doing this, who are also on the same journey as you. And you will get out of it. You will be able to get out of depression. This is the Guru who is saying in their words, I can get you out of suffering. Dukh par har, sukh kar le jai. I can get rid of your suffering and bring peace to your home because peace is in your home. You were born with inner peace. The Guru is saying that the depression, the sadness is blocking that. Let's help you get out of that. So the projects are to do more of this stuff. But it isn't a project for depression. It might be in future. It might be a project specifically to say, how do we help people specifically with depression? But right now, the first project is, how do we get this out there? How do we help even more people? So I hope that helps some of the... Sure. How to deal with your emotions? Okay, we're definitely going to be dealing with that. That's what I'm dealing with this year. The project that we were talking about, one of the projects is about our emotions and how we deal with it. We're going to do more work. And please do give me more feedback because this organization exists to serve. If you tell us you want to do more things on depression, I'm going to go away and figure it out. If you say it's about how do we deal with our emotions, not just for our kids, but for ourselves, we'll do it. But we need your support. We need your help to help people. And we will do as much as we can. As long as the Guru allows us to do it, we're here to do it. I've dedicated my life to this now. I don't say that I'm qualified to do this. Who am I? I'm no one. All I'm saying is when I read Gurbani, it seems to have some answers, and I don't know anybody else who's giving these answers. So I said, I'll do it. I'll stick my hand up and give it a go and help people. I'm not qualified. I'm not a Gyani. I'm not a qualified Granthi or a priest. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm not trained in this stuff, but I'm willing to give it a go. Why? Because the Guru makes sense to me and fixes me. The Guru fixes me and has fixed my problem time and time again. Not 100 years ago, not 20 years ago, every day. Every day I go through problems. You know, people think, oh, this guy probably doesn't go through anything. I go through a lot. I go through a big emotional roller coaster myself because I'm human. I go through food addictions where I eat. I go through stress. I shout at my kids all the time. I go through this stuff. And I go through real lows. But I'm so glad that I have the Guru. And every time I open the Guru says something that says, I needed to hear that. The Guru does that for me. I'm so glad. When I bow down to this Guru, I don't feel like getting my head up. Because if I bow down, I don't know. There's not enough thank yous that I can say to this Guru. It fixes me. The Guru fixes me. And if it fixes me and fixes me every day, I can help, hopefully, say something that someone else can say, I think the Guru can fix me too. That's what a Gurmukh is, folks. A Gurmukh is not someone who looks the part. A Gurmukh is someone who's dedicated to fixing their mind every day. That's what a Gursikh is. That's what a true student of this Guru is. Somebody who is dedicated to fixing their mind every day. Even I'm not a Gursikh. I'm not dedicated. I don't follow this stuff every day. I fall every day. But every day when I fall down, the Guru's still there. And the Guru helps me get back up again. And if I can pass this on to anyone else, and if you guys believe in this vision, and you think that it's worth doing, because you know what? Nanak dukhiya sab sansar. Look out there. And I say this to my kids. I say, you're so lucky to have access to this information. Because none of your teachers in school even know this stuff. They're all going through ups and downs. And imagine the people in the world that go through highs and go through lows. And when they're low, there's no one there to pick them up. There's no wisdom there to help them get out of it. Imagine how unlucky those people are. You know, why did Guru Gobind Singh Ji say that I want a Sikh to stand out? In a crowd of 1 million, I want somebody to be able to recognize who a Sikh is. Why? So that when they're in trouble, they know who to go to. Today, there's no one trying to fight us with swords and armies. Today, the issue is we're all dealing with mental health problems. We're all suffering. And I wear this so that people can say, there's a guy that can help me deal with it. That's why I wear this. That's why I represent the uniform to show I am the student of this Guru, because this Guru fixes people. That's it. I don't care about religion. I don't care whether you want to join my religion or leave your religion. I don't care. What am I going to do if you wear a turban on your head? What am I going to do if you're wearing a turban on your head and you're still depressed? I don't care about that. I care about your depression because I'm going through stuff every day. This Guru fixes people, and I don't know what we can do, but all I know is let's give it a go. Let's try. And I know one simple fact, and it's an ugly truth. The more money we have, the more people we can save. That's the simple truth of it. And whatever we're doing, and Virji said something absolutely true. People say, don't donate to Nanak Naam. They're so big, they've got enough money. Donate to the small charities. And I'm thinking, you have no idea. We have no money. But we're still doing this because I've dedicated my life to this. I want everyone to dedicate their life to this. I want every Sikh in the world to represent the Guru of enlightenment so that any person who's looking depressed can look at a Sikh and say, there's a person that fixes people. There's a person who is fixed and can help other people. Otherwise, why do you wear this? Why are you wearing these 5Ks if you're not going to go out and help the world? We are the warriors that help the world. And Nanak Nam is dedicated to just doing this. And I'm not saying we're the only one. There's so many others that are out there. Help whoever you can, but help. Help yourself and help others. And the projects that we're going to be doing is just working out slowly, how do we get there? How do we share this wisdom with more people? Right now, we do it through online video. Right now, we do it through these courses and through these workshops. And we can do even more. Really good question. The question is, if Gurbani and the teachings of the Guru is to get rid of this homme, which is this, it's more than just self-importance. It's the very act that I believe I exist. That's how I define homme. You believe you exist as a separate individual. And that's what's stopping you from connecting to this oneness. But you don't need an ego to defend yourself. You don't need an ego to stand up against oppression, against criticism, against unfair and unjust treatment. You don't need an ego for that. That's already built into you. But the difference between someone who does it with an ego and without an ego is somebody who does it with an ego does it out of aggression. Somebody without an ego will do it out of love. So even though you are being attacked, the person without an ego will retaliate in love. There's a shabad which I love. Jote maran mukya tina na mare kum. Apnade kar jaye pair tina de chum. If somebody punches you, don't fight back. Go within yourself and bow down and kiss their feet. It sounds like a riddle. But in ego, when faced with a challenge, we fight back with a challenge. Because then what we're defending is my ego. How dare you? Who are you to say that to me? But when you don't have an ego, you're attacked. And your response is, I understand that you're not acting out of non-ego. I understand that you don't know what you're doing. When Christ was on the cross, he says, Father, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. That's out of egolessness. Forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. So you don't need an ego to defend yourself. You need an ego to defend yourself egotistically. But you can defend yourself without an ego. So I hope that helps. Questions. So your question is, when we said you're going inside the cave and we say the Guru is there to help you, who is the Guru? It kind of relates to what the other Virji's question was, which who is the Guru? For me, I mean Gurbani, Shabad Guru. Because in the words that we read, the words said that without the Shabad, without the wisdom, so the wisdom of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the instructions, the instructions, when you go inside with the manual, you carry the manual with you, you carry the Guru with you, and you keep reading the instructions, and the Guru will keep clarifying, oh, this is what you need to do next, now this is what you need to do next. So when I say the Guru is constantly helping you and giving you more instructions, and the night vision goggles, and the headphones, and all of those things, it's the instruction. It's Guru Granth Sahib. It's Gurbani. It's the Shabad, So, when your parents tell you to read Gurbani, that's what they're telling you. Read the instructions for how to feel happier in life. Otherwise, you're trying to make a cupboard where you don't have the instructions, so you're just trying to build it without any instructions. Maybe it makes more sense for you with the Lego. You get the Lego. You ever been given a box of Lego and you think, oh, look at all these colorful pieces. But then if you go by the instructions step by step, by the end of it, you say, Mom, Dad, look what I made. But you couldn't have made it without the instructions, right? The instructions is what really helps. But you still made it. You did all the hard work. But for us, the instructions are so good, we bow down to it. And we say, thank you. I really needed those instructions. That's the Guru. Thank you. Very good question. Amazing question. So the question is, if the Guru instructs us that our life is under the control of destiny, and to some extent we don't really have full control over how we live our lives, then we don't have control over even following the Guru's instruction. So how do I get myself to follow the Guru's instruction when I'm being told that it's not in my hands? It all boils down to one thing. At some point in your life, you're going to say, I'm tired of this prison that I'm living in. That's the only difference. Until you're tired and sick of the prison that you're living in, and by the prison, I mean your sadness. By the prison, I mean that life is boring. By the prison, I mean I've tried everything else and nothing in life seems to give me any real sukh and shanti. When you're tired of that feeling, then you go and ask the Guru, Guruji, can you give me the key? Because the one thing you have control over is you can ask. That's the one thing you have control over. Whether Guru gives it to you or not, or the Guru says you got to wait your turn, I don't know. But the one thing you can do is you can dedicate to say, I actually want my life to feel better. I actually want my life to be a little bit better. And I've tried the other stuff, and then I go to the Guru and say, Guru, can you actually show me? You know, that one time you once told me that there was immense happiness inside me. I think I'm ready to look. And it's not easy. And people are put off by this idea that says, oh, but when I'm ready, does that mean I have to grow my hair? Does that mean I have to do this? Does that mean I have to do that? I'm not going to repeat myself. We read through the shabad. The Guru is telling you what you need to do. So don't let other people create more barriers for you. This is available to every human being, regardless of what they wear. That doesn't mean you don't wear it. That doesn't mean everyone go and do whatever they want. It means focus on this. Because those of you who are looking for an excuse that say, I can't wait to cut my hair, and I think that guy said it was okay. What you're hoping for is when you cut your hair, I think I'm going to be a lot happier. You won't. And some people are saying, I can't wait to grow my hair. Even that won't make you happy. I'm saying it's neither. If you cut your hair right now, don't worry, you can still follow the instruction. No one's stopping you. If you don't wake up at Amrit Vela, don't worry, the instructions are still there. Follow the instructions. All of the other stuff will help. When you're ready, it's okay. There's no pressure. The Guru's standing there with the key. The question is, are you ready to ask? That much, I think you can take responsibility for. Then it's a really difficult question that says, why am I not asking? Because you're not sick of your life yet. How many times have you read in Gurbani, I've tried everything else, har pariyo to duhai. I've fallen at your feet, I'm done. You see the words that they're using? I've fallen at your feet and I'm done with everything else. Every other way I've tried. We haven't reached that point. We still think the entertainment of the world sounds quite nice. Let's try that a bit more. Let's try that a bit longer. So maybe you can say, I'm asking for Naam. And what do we say in our Ardas? Dana Sirdan, Naam Dan. Of all the things that I can be blessed with, the greatest blessing I'm asking for is Naam. And Naam is the greatest blessing. The method, the wisdom, the enlightenment is the greatest blessing. So if you can't control whether you get it or not, you can, to some extent, say, well, at least I can ask. At least I can try. Yeah? What is our debt from our previous lives? So there is a particular way of thinking within Indian spirituality that predates even the Gurus, which is that you are a body with a Atma inside. We'll call it a soul. That soul has traveled. It's come from other things. And every time it goes from one body to another, it picks up some elements. Some elements of that life stick to that soul. So when the soul goes to the next body, it's carrying some of that. Now, my honest answer is, I don't know. I don't know how true that is because I have no real experience of what my soul did. It sounds like a believable explanation, possibly. It sounds a little bit unfair that if I don't remember my last life, I can understand being punished for something I've done in this life later on. I can understand that. If I have no recollection and I live a miserable life, or I have some whatever reason that I'm born in a way that I'm in a difficult circumstance, it sounds unfair. I just don't know. And this is one of those questions that I get asked time and time again. And the more I think about it, the more I can only say, I can give you a textbook answer, but I can't give you my own personal answer. I just don't have a subjective experience of my past life. So I can only give you a textbook answer, which you've pretty much given me, the textbook answer. So, does the soul carry debt? Possibly. Does that mean that it has something in its life where it manifests in some way, either in a difficult circumstance, in some way in your life? Possibly. I just don't know. But it doesn't change the opportunities that you have now. Right now, whatever your previous debt was, the Guru says, in this life, if you follow the instructions, you can clear it. Janam janam ke, right? All the issues of previous lives. Remember, the Guru is not trying to completely give a new way of, a new paradigm to the Indian people that the Guru was speaking to at the time. The Guru was speaking to people in the language that they spoke. So if somebody had asked the Guru, I hear that I get years and lifetimes of debt built upon me, and I hear that I'm supposed to clear it. The Guru says, yep, I'll tell you how to clear it. Follow this and you'll clear it. The Guru's not saying, hang on, I'm not sure if that stuff is true or not, because you can't take every belief system away from everyone. You can't just completely eradicate every belief system, because then they'll say, I don't know what to believe. My parents tell me one thing, my Guru's telling me something else, society's telling me something else. So the Guru works within whatever your belief system is. If you believe that the soul travels, and for whatever reason your life right now is based on what your soul has done, then you need to then think, what am I doing in this life, and what debt am I incurring in this life so that I'm going to impact the next one? Because if that's what the soul does. That's the question that the Guru is asking you. Right, if that's what the soul does, what are you doing with this? And here the Guru says, I have a technique that gets you out of that system, that breaks that cycle of constantly moving from one soul to another, constantly carrying lifetimes of debt. The Guru says, when you release yourself from yourself, when you discover the divinity that you really are, then you break that cycle. So I can only answer in that same way. I don't know if I'm breaking my own reincarnation cycle, but I know that whatever the Guru says seems to work for me now, and that's good enough for me. Right now, I'll be honest, I'm not really so worried about my next life, because I don't know what my last life was. I'm not that worried. Maybe that's the wrong approach, but that's my approach right now. But I am worried about this life. In this life, I do think, you know what, I'm almost 40 years old, and up till now, I've lived a certain life. I've tried certain things. What's the rest of my life going to be? Actually, let's forget the whole life. Every day, I've tried to live a certain way. What's my today going to be like? Am I going to make the same mistakes? There's a lesson that I learned once, and it stuck with me my whole life, which is, if you want to see results you've never seen before, you have to try something you've never tried before. If your day has been the same, if your life has been a certain way the whole way, the Guru is saying, I have a new way. What are you going to do to this? So there's a line in Gurbani that really works well with this. Bahut janam bichhade the madho, eh janam tumhare lekhe. I've wasted lots of lives This life I dedicate to you. You know what I do with that shabad? I replace that word lives with days. I've wasted many days. I've lived many days of my life in different ways. This day I dedicate to you. Kehe Ravidas, aas lag jivo, chirpeo darshan deke. At that point he says, if I dedicate my life to you, right now I have a request. Can I see you? Today, can I meet you? Today, can I connect with you? It's been a long time since I've connected with you. That's what that line means. So if you believe in multiple past lives, this Shabad makes sense. But if you just take it for multiple days, that makes sense. Today, I dedicate my day to you. I want my day today to be different. And that means you start now. You don't wait. You start right now. And for me, the biggest impact that I've experienced in my life has been meditation. It's absolutely transformed my life. And I'm not saying I'm able to do it amazingly every day. Some days it's tough. Some days I don't get time. Some days it's amazing. But the days that it's amazing, it carries on. It carries me through. So I say to people, and I'll say it again because I've said it for many years now, start meditating in any way. Because meditation is the closest thing to doing what the Guru says, which is close your distractions to the outside world and go and sit within your own self. Go, do it. And you might ask the follow-up question, which one? What meditation? There are hundreds of meditations. Pick one. Naam is one of them. Naam is more than a meditation. Naam is a lifestyle. Naam is a way of speaking with your inner voice. But that's not the only thing that the Guru is saying. The Guru is very clearly saying, go within yourself. Actually do that. Meditation means for some time in your day, sit and go within yourself. Because you can't just read this stuff. You can't just keep reading and bowing to it. And this again is going to be an answer that you're not going to hear from other people. They'll say, nope, Naam Simran is the only way. How do you know? Have you tried all the others way? No, the Guru says so. Well, I disagree. The Guru says, go within yourself. How are you going within yourself? So the method of going within yourself is something you need to figure out. And the analogy that I use, especially for my kids, the analogy that I use is like learning to swim. If you get into the water, you need to find a way to get to the other side. How you get to the other side is you try all the different ways to swim. And your swimming coach will show you multiple ways to get from A to B, to get from this side to that side. When you try lots of different ways to swim to the other side, one or two of them will be really easy for you. The forward stroke, the back stroke, one or two of them will be just second nature. Then you won't need to ask your teacher, which way shall I get to the other side? If the teacher just says, free swim, go from this side to that way, you'll pick the one that's easiest for you. But you'll only know which one is easiest for you when you've tried multiple different ways. So try to go within yourself. Sit with people who have gone within themselves and ask them, tell me, which way do you use? For me, the methods that I've used, I've tried lots of different ways. I've tried sitting in absolute silence. I've tried breath work and using the breath to focus my awareness, my attention, so that my mind doesn't go elsewhere. I've tried the body scan. I've tried multiple different ways, and they all help. And the thing that the Guru does is when you go within that space, your mind at that point is going to get bored. Then the Guru says, use shabad. Use the shabad as well as whatever technique you're using. Use naam, use mantra, use the word, the repetition of a word. But the Guru has an instruction how you use the word. Because those of you who would have tried it would have found that it's difficult if you're using the word in a really dry way. Waheguru, Waheguru can be a bit dry, can be a bit difficult. You say, I don't feel anything. The Guru says, you're not using the right emotion. There's an emotion that comes with this word, and that emotion is love. Use love. And when I tried all the different meditations, I realized love was the one that stuck with me. Love is the meditation for me that is so profound. So I go and I try and sit within myself, but using the mantra of love, not for a God that's outside, but for the experience of aliveness that's inside and outside. And I say, thank you. You're amazing. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for being here. Love is my meditation. I'm being really honest with you right now, what I do. But I've tried the silence one. And sometimes silence is beautiful and sometimes silence is really difficult. And I've tried the meditations of being aware of my own awareness. And that's amazing too. So this is why I say try different meditations, but Naam is not just a sitting down saying Waheguru. Naam is a lifestyle. Naam is a meditation that doesn't require you just to sit down. The Guru has given us a meditation that can be done 24 hours a day. Right now, I can be having a conversation to you and there can be Naam going on. And that Naam is saying, this is also Waheguru. This is also Waheguru. All of this is Waheguru. That's what works for me. That's the meditation that you can do 24 hours a day. Look, the Guru's given you a meditation that's a 24-hour, 24/7 meditation. That's the Uthat, the Baitat, the Sovat, the Jagat meditation that you can do when you're standing and you're sitting, when you're sleeping and when you're awake meditation. The Guru's given you a very sophisticated technique. But that technique can sometimes be difficult to start with. So I say, complement them with other techniques. Try them. What have you got to lose? You've only got something to gain, but start. And that's my advice to every single person in this room from every age. I've been teaching my kids meditation since they were 2 years old. They still don't want to do it. It's difficult. But there are times where they say, Dad, today I'll lead the meditation. And my 10-year-old and my 8-year-old sometimes sit with us and we sit together as a family and they say, I'll lead the meditation. And they say, close your eyes and slow your breathing. And they're doing a guided meditation on me. And it's amazing. And I bow down to the Guru and I say, if I've given them one thing, I've given them meditation. That can stay with them. Now the question is, what is meditation trying to do? To me, what meditation is trying to do is it gives you a baseline. Let me explain. All day, every day, your emotions go up and down. In fact, when you wake up in the morning, you have no idea what kind of emotions you're going to go through in that day. You can't predict them. We're almost the victim of our emotions. We don't know. It's random. You can get up and feel really great. Somebody says one thing and all of a sudden you're in a rage. You didn't plan it, it just happened. So your emotions go up and down all day. Sometimes you feel very excited and sometimes you feel very low. And children do this and grown-ups do this. When you meditate, you experience a calmness. When you know what calmness, tranquility, sahaj feels like, then whatever emotion you go through, at some points of the day when you're feeling really down or really angry or really agitated, you'll realize this is not the best way I know how to feel. I know a better way and I know how to get there. That's what meditation does for me. It gives me a baseline of stillness and peace so that when I go through my emotional roller coaster every day, I'm reminded, oh, do you remember you felt really peaceful this morning? now's the time to switch that back on. And the better you get at meditation, the better you're able to switch on your own peace. You're able to switch yourself back into that mode. And so you need to practice being able to swim. That's what I call being able to swim. Being able to just float. But you need to practice stillness, practice peace. And I always say to my kids, when you fall in deep waters, that's not when you learn how to swim. That's not the time to start learning how to swim. You need to learn how to swim so that when you get into trouble, you know how to float. When you're in this emotional roller coaster, that's not the time that you say to people, right, give me meditation. You need to practice meditation so that you can get yourself out of your own emotional roller coaster. And that is something that's personal to you. And I say to everyone, please meditate. If you take one thing away from today's session, if you forget everything that I've said, I don't mind. Please go home and try something, and don't expect it to be a miracle the first time. You don't get into the swimming pool on day one of your lesson and expect to be able to swim flawlessly. You don't. So don't expect to be able to meditate flawlessly on day one. Try and try and try again, and it will work. And if the first one doesn't work, try the second one. Second one doesn't work, the third one. One of them will stick. So that's my honest reply to you. Please try meditating. It will change all of your lives. And then Gurbani will make so much more sense, because then you're actually trying what the Guru says. Go within yourself. Understand who you are. Understand what is the nature of me. Understand how do I cause my own suffering, because you'll be able to see your own suffering. You'll be able to see your own homme, your own ego, your own sense of self. And then with the Guru's grace and with the shabad, you'll be able to remove that sense of self. Where did life come from? So I take a different view on this, and I'm not going to answer it the way you think I'm going to answer it. Because your question implies that there's this start, there's some beginning. Was it a big bang? Was it this? Was it that? My question to you is, if I give you the answer, is it going to make your life any better? Is it going to make your day today any better? Is it going to make any difference to your experience of life today? It'll be nice to know, but so what? So I always encourage people, ask me questions that will make your life feel better today. So I'm not saying that it's a bad question. What I'm saying is, no matter what answer I give you, you're going to ask me another question. You'll probably ask me something like, oh, what do you mean God felt like it? I might say, God got bored one day and he felt like creating life. There's your answer. And you'll say, why was God bored? What else was he doing? Couldn't he do a better job? Couldn't he make something better? Didn't he have anyone to play with? Do you see? There's no answer. Or I say it was the Big Bang. You'll say, well, what was there before the Big Bang? What created the bang? How do we know? Is this the only bang, or have there been other big bangs? Do you see? It doesn't change your experience of life, because you still got to go to school tomorrow, and you still got to face the same troubles. You still got to face the same troubles. You're still going to be convinced that you need to buy something to make you feel better. What I'm saying is, go and look for the question that helps you feel better. That's what the Guru says. Ask the question that helps you feel better. What is going to make my life feel better? It's not why did they change it. 500 years ago when this was written, the Punjabi that they spoke was like this. Now Punjabi has changed. When you're a little bit older, the question is, why did the Gurus change the language so it's so complicated? That's actually what the Gurus did the opposite. Before the Gurus, spiritual wisdom in India was limited to one language, Sanskrit. The Guru said, this wisdom is so good, I'm going to say it in lots of languages. Guru Granth Sahib Ji actually has, 13, 14, 16 languages? Right? Guru Granth Sahib Ji actually has lots of languages because the Guru says, I don't care what language you speak, I'm going to help you understand it in your language. So the Guru actually spoke in whatever the language was of the time. When you're a little bit older, you might actually learn Shakespeare. And you'll read Shakespeare and you'll say, why is he talking in riddles? It makes no sense. But actually in those days, about 500 years ago, about the same sort of time, that's how they spoke. The language has changed. Today, Punjabi has changed. Today, English has changed. So Shakespeare now feels like an ancient language. It doesn't make sense. Guru Granth Sahib Ji now feels like an ancient language because the language has changed. Does that help? Yeah? But it's not impossible to learn. You know what age I started learning Gurbani? I was about 19 when I actually started learning Gurbani. How old are you? 10. You've got plenty of time. You should start learning now. By the time you're 19, you'll be standing here. Yeah? So you have plenty of time. You should learn now. So the language, let's not use language as a barrier. And like I said before, all the translations are in English. If you don't understand it in the language, do it in English. I know your parents and your grandparents always say Punjabi bolo. You should. Yeah, I try and do that with my kids. Yeah, I do the same with my kids. I do exactly the same with my kids. Mom, Dad, why do we need to speak Punjabi? Right? But it helps. If you learn Punjabi, you know what it is? Think about a computer game, right? My kids are really into this game called War Robots. Have you heard of it? Yeah? So when you start the game, you get like a really average robot that really can't do much with really average weapons. But as you play the game, you earn more coins. And as you get more coins, you can buy better robots with better weapons so you can shoot the other robots. Yeah? So, when your parents say Punjabi bolo, they're giving you an upgrade. They're saying, you need to have the better weapon. Yeah? It's like you're able to understand this even better.